So I think we'll move to your Shark Tank, experience. You guys are pretty viral right now, and rightly so. So, like any first thoughts, reflections, how did it go? How was the whole experience? What could have been better? What did you guys do well?
Um I think right from the day I got out of the tank, that thing started kicking into the head that I could have said this, or we could have done this better, or why didn't we do this right? You saw that we had offers from both Namita and Vinita, and there's such an intense atmosphere. You're quite under pressure at that point of time. You're on TV, you're trying to do things right. I'm a Virgo. I typically try to do things as perfect as I can, otherwise I'm not getting the right kick. So because of all of that, did not strike at that point of time, that I could have increased the round side and gotten them both. Simple things like this.
मतलब वो either
Yeah,
और ना होता, दोनों आ सकते
दोनों आ
थे.
सकते थे, right?
Right, हाँ.
And I could have increased the kitty because their
Yeah.
problem was around that if you break one into half, then half of is too less.
Yeah.
I could have done one and one for both.
Yeah, correct.
नहीं
correct.
strike हुआ.
और हम तो रेस भी कर रहे थे.
Raise भी करते थे.
Yeah.
It did not strike,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, nevertheless, this entire experience. So today we're just happy that we feel very fortunate that we were a part of this thing, right? We could be there, experience it, surreal feelings,
Yeah.
absolutely. And now having partnered with somebody like Namita Thapar is a big step ahead
Yeah.
in our journey, and overall we feel that we're really excited that we are able to highlight something like nutrition and staples, biofortification to the country,
To the country.
right, and really push the movement
15
ahead.
minutes on that Shark Tank, goes to about 30 to 40 crore people, right? So
Right.
like it's like 15 crores worth of publicity, but it goes to so many audience. It gives you a platform to kind of communicate your message to those many audience. So like you were able to kind of do that through the platform.
That, and I also believe that I read this somewhere that there were more than a lakh of participants,
Yeah.
applicants this year, and you're amongst the top 150 or so that get it, right? And we got so much validation, really, right?
यार मतलब तुम्हारा शार्क टैंक तो लग ही नहीं रहा था. It was like a dolphin tank, right? Like what happened to the sharks, right? Kunal Well is saying that Prateek is the best founder I've ever met. Namita and Vinita love the business. Anupam said I want to invest more. This is too less for me.
Right.
Right, so like itna validation, Anupam said that your food tastes better than ITC ka food, right? Like in terms of like the 5-star hotels and all.
Yeah.
So like itna validation kaise mila? Did it feel real?
There was definitely, all of this validation, which was great. And I believe, they can also see through the fact that, we are building something which is important.
Yeah.
It needs to be solved for. At somewhere, all of us go through these challenges on a day-to-day basis, and we want to solve these challenges, right? So they could see all of those things, I believe, and therefore the validation came. But we also had our share of grilling from them. And all the tough questions also had to be answered. Mistakes were also made, from our side, despite
what? Like
doing the
kya
preparations. Simple things, right? Just not being able to present the rightful numbers at this point. And despite being a numbers person, still happens under the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Not being so typically in the tank, right? You have how the experience, like you have 5 people who are asking you questions again and again, and by the time you finished answering the first, you have a second question. By the time you even think about a second, you have a third and fourth in the line.
Yeah.
So if you're not able to answer all of them, then something's getting stuck. And between so much conversation, typically when you're pitching in closed room, it's always one-on-one, right?
Yeah, correct.
Here it's 5 against 1, so you can't satisfy
Plus there are
everybody.
like 10 cameras as well, so like you're on TV as well. Yeah.
So many cameras. There are so many lights. That you're literally being blinded by the lights. At one point of time, I thought that I might just phase out. I might just faint. Fall off here.
Yeah.
So all of those things and everything coming together. You're not talking to literally 5 people. As you said, you're talking to 40 crore people.
Yeah.
Who will be seeing this, and it's on TV. It's there forever, right?
Yeah.
So all of those pressures, it's bound to happen that few things may not be as good as you might probably do it in a closed room. You might talk about them properly. So all of those challenges.
Yeah. Like for people who don't know, actually I was introduced to Prateek through Kunal's team last year, right? Like where and like they were evaluating the business as Titan Capital and said, why don't you talk to the founder?
Yeah.
And so Kunal evaluated a business last year. He said कि बहुत ही amazing founder है, बहुत ही amazing business है. And this time also he felt the same, but he had discomfort from the fact कि तुम एक like supply chain business भी बना रहे हो और तुम एक consumer brand भी बना रहे हो, right? So do you agree with his thought? या फिर like I mean like do you feel that ये तुम्हें खाली consumer brand ही बनाना चाहिए था या फिर with you like the kind of business you're building, the products that you're building, the IP that was required, it was required to do the backbone of the business as well?
See, I do see the viewpoint of Kunal and where he's coming from, and advice well taken. The and ideally we would like to have that single-minded focus on, let's say, just the D2C brand building, right?
It's easier. Why not?
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah.
You're more focused, lesser problems to solve, right?
Yeah.
But once you are once you are a category first, category builder kind of a brand, then you don't have much of a choice. I mean, you need to solve some of the other problems because there is nobody else going to solve them for us.
Yeah.
So let's flip this side, right? Supposing we are a D2C brand only, right? The moment we start scaling, some of the other questions need to be answered. Do you have a scalable supply of farmers? Do you have the right full procurement networks? How are you validating, how are you ensuring traceability? How are you validating the nutritional value?
Yeah.
All of those things need
और
to be
अगर वो
answered.
exist करता तो incumbent players would have already done it as well, right? So the fact that it was not existing was the requirement.
Right. Yeah, but of course, a lot of respect for Kunal, for the Sharks, and we are mindful of the fact that going ahead, we need to have our focus in the right areas. We believe that we have built out the agriculture supply chain. It's a self-propelling ship, so that needs to be maintained. And now we have a clear-minded focus on building the brand and ensuring it reaches becomes a household name as well. Yeah.
Namita और Vinita के बीच में you chose Namita, right? Like बाद में लगा कि you could have got both of them, but like why did you choose Namita over Vinita?
I think it was a very tough decision, really. You saw that
valuation तो match ही था दोनों का.
Valuation was the same. Vinita के साथ में I had the alumni connect with her, and I knew
junior करके वो बोल रही थी.
Right. So we would have had a great relationship with Vinita as well. Going ahead, but what we saw was that of course. I mean, Namita was one of our preferred sharks as well because
of her background in healthcare.
Yeah, her background into pharmaceuticals, nutrition, healthcare, etc. So she was a preferred shark for us. And also what we saw was that she had the first offer. So it was almost an hour-long conversation really, and within the first 20 minutes she came with her out with the offer. So that shows the amount of conviction that she had into this, and I mean that would really drive things going ahead. We recently had the opportunity to visit Namita and Vic at their house in Pune, and also have more conversations around how we are going to take this brand ahead, what we can do, and we can really see it with her that she really loves this space. She's excited about it. She's bringing so many synergies to us. So I think for all the reasons, it was a good decision.
People talk about that sharks are not very helpful post a tank, but like you guys have already visited Namita as well. So like has she been like collaborating? Like you found the experience good?
No, absolutely. I think she's absolutely, the sweetest persons, to have, and really, really powerful investor, with great networks. Everything else was really great. I think right from the day, the deal happened on Shark Tank to this entire process of closing the round wherever we wanted her to be a bit accommodating. She was understanding, all of the things was there, and she's really helping us with multiple other things going ahead.
Another interesting thing with you guys is that like there's a stat that 40% of the deals, only 40% of the deals that happen on Shark Tank actually materialize and close. But तुम लोगों का like the deal actually has closed, like in a couple of months only post the post the episode being
yeah, I think we closed it in the first 40 days. It was closed within December 31st, so almost before Shark Tank started. So typically what happens is that we as founders are really so engrossed in, let's say, the Shark Tank preparation or with with startup building that you're forgetting the fact that this entire due diligence, etc., is
Yes.
going to come onto you. You
Yeah.
have to cross that path.
Yeah.
Almost everything that you do, all your legals, financials, everything is going to be verified, tested before the investment
Yeah.
comes in.
Yeah.
Good for us that we have been through
100 rejections
yeah,
plus
rejections,
plus
and
40 shareholders.
yeah, we've been through investors like IMA Ventures in our previous round, which are really good investors who have also done these due diligences on us. We were really prepared for the what was coming to us,
Yeah, yeah.
and we ensured that everything was in order, and we were able to close it, closely. And then when you need to be sort of looking at the long run, you have to be accommodating to the other person's needs. So ultimately, it's a negotiation once you're doing the SHA, which means that the discussion on some rights and stuff. So you need to be prudent, look at just ensuring good corporate governance, and then not really looking at an investor as investor rights as
Yeah, yeah.
something that you're giving away, but
Yeah.
there's also things that are coming to you in return. Just some of those things.
No, yeah, very valid point. Like preparedness on your to receive money, from the investors is super important. So like your data rooms, your due diligence reports, all of that. If you have it ready, like it just makes it easier for the investors who wire in the money,
Right.
right? So it is up to you. It is your prerogative to kind of get it
Yeah.
right.
So we did an internal due diligence, a mock due diligence, about 1.5 months before the actual due diligence from Shark Tank or Namita's team started on to us. Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. So what's next for Green Day? It's been a roller coaster journey over the last 7 years. Next few years, like how do you see the business growing?
I think it's probably the time to now even work harder, I believe, because it's really a land of opportunity for us at the moment. Almost everything that we really wanted to get to is something that has been now given to us. So, we have good investors, good mentors. We have the placements on, all quick commerce brands. We've done good R&D partnerships. So we got everything into place, and we just need to take this brand to the next level through the so simply growing it, and just doing whatever we are doing, but better and right is what we are doing.